had heard about the Little Lending Library, and then when COVID started, we've got, I've got some neighbors with kids, and they were talking about how they spent so much time at the library, but then all the libraries were closed. And I remembered about the Little Lending Library, and I thought, I wonder if I could do that. So, of course, my first go-to is always Amazon. And I figured, well, I'll see if there is something like that on Amazon. And sure enough, they actually have the Little Lending Library boxes that you can buy on Amazon, that you can just buy it and install it. And it's very simple. We already had a little square hole where we used to have a fence post. So getting it installed was a piece of cake. And I have a lot of books. I don't have a lot of children's books, but I do have a lot of books. So I figured, well, I can start it with books out of my own library and just put those out there. But of course it was COVID. So I was like, okay, well, people might not be comfortable getting books. So I attached a container of hand wipes to the side of the box, which was pretty easy to do, right? And then went on to the Little Lending Library website and signed up to put it on the map. Okay. But the other thing that I did was I'm on Nextdoor. I think that's what it's called, the neighborhood thing. And so I just put up there that I was putting the Little Lending Library for anybody that was missing the library. And then kids in the neighborhood came and they were doing a little sidewalk heart. They put a little heart on the sidewalk in front of it and said thank you. And then people started coming to visit it. I saw books going out and books coming in, and then the kids started using it. So they started bringing their own books. Right now I'm trying to find a resource for more children's books. But I go out, I check it every so often, and there's always new books in there that people have shared and some books on tape. So it's been working really well. And I have had people come by and just say, we really appreciate it. It's right in my front yard. So it's right next to the sidewalk. It's easily accessible and visible. It's like a little red schoolhouse. So it's been a really neat thing to know that, number one, it's got books out there, which, we need something to do when we couldn't do anything. But more importantly, it's been something that draws the community together. Because, the Little Lending Library is all over the world. And even in places where there are libraries. And I just love what some people have done with theirs. But mine is very simple. It's just the one you get from Amazon. One of the reasons when I started it, I'm a member of the Daughters of the American Revolution. And so we're very big on community service projects. So this Little Lending Library, the picture of it has actually been up on the state DAR website as a community service project. So yeah, that's another nice thing, that people can get to know more about history. And I try to make sure there's always history books in there, because that's one of our big things is history.
That's awesome. Had you used them before, or how did you first find out about the Little Lending Library?
I think I probably saw an article about it in one of the magazines that I get. And I'm an author, so I belong to these different author groups and different people talking. So I'm sure that that's where I heard about it, was through one of the author groups.
Okay. Did you stock the library with your books?
No, no, my book is kind of, it's very historical, and yeah, it's a little much for a Little Lending Library. So no, my book's not in there. It's too academic. Yeah, people want light reading, not
like a 4-year-old reading this.
Oh. Right. Yeah. So I try to make sure that there's always new books in there.
Okay.
So do you want to share where your library is at?
Okay, the library is located the address is 33242 Palo Alto Street in Dana Point. And our neighborhood is bordered by Stonehill and Bluefin. It's the lower part, Dana Knolls, right above Del Obispo Street. So we're just about a block from Albertsons. And there's always new books in there. There's always something in there that's fun. And also we had a coloring contest for the parade. So all the materials for the coloring contest were in there. So we may do something like that again here in the next month or so, another contest. You know, Baskin Robbins ice cream prizes.
That's exciting.
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice. You know, like the local libraries sometimes do that, right? Like they do contests so that the kids are encouraged to read more. And yeah, that's totally fun for them, right?
It is. It is. The little girl across the street, her mom's a teacher, so they did have some children's books, but those go fast. So if I had a resource for some more children's books, that would be awesome. You know, for beginning and intermediate readers, especially.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to donate books, they can leave them on my porch.
Okay.
Or just
Very
stick
good.
them in the box. That's fine too. If anybody wants to do something for their neighborhood that kind of draws the people together, you know, it is not difficult to start a little lending library. If you've got books yourself, you can go on Amazon. There, I think it was like $150, which is, you know, and it's a really, really nice box, totally weatherproof. You know, rain can't get inside of it. And but I know that you're going to have pictures of some of the ones that people have done that are. There's one up in Thunderbird that's just amazing. I was up there. I was like, wow. And I think there's one over in Los Rios district too, right off of Los Rios Street. So, yeah. So some people get real creative with them. I was very simple with mine, but they're fun to do, and it's fun to know that you're doing something that's drawing the neighborhood together.
Well, Sharon, thank you so much for, you know, spending this time with us, and
You're
we really
welcome.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Love your energy and what you're doing for your community. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. And, you know, good luck out there. Go out and sell some more houses.
That's right. And this is in the neighborhood of Dana Knolls. And we were looking inside, and I was so excited to see that they have an Archie Comics books. This used to be my favorite when I was a child. So I'm just gonna leave it back here for a youngster who would want to read that.
So you never know what you're going to find in these little free libraries. Feel free to come on by, drop one off, bring one, read it for yourself or for somebody that you love.